Uh, how y'all doing today? This right here, I'm Dayon, Christian brother of the faith. This is my brother Tim right here,
Long-standing brother of the faith.
very wise, intelligent. We know the word, we read the Bible, and we like to talk about just the things that's going on in the world as Christians. We like to talk about the things, and from what I can see, the way the economy is right now, and the way things are not progressing at all. How do you feel the presidency will affect the economy, and what do you think the changes are that need to take place in order to uh, overturn the economy and make a
Basically,
180?
it's gonna have to be a cultural change. Every the leaders, the president, the Congress would have to conform to a religious society. And we would have to go back into our Judeo-Christian roots where we basically cry out to God as the Israelites did back so many days. Um, that's basically what we have to do.
Okay, and
Or we will face a literal catastrophe.
hmm, so you're saying that the nation needs to bring themselves back to the Lord in order to restore this economy, to restore healthy relationships with men and women
And other nations.
and other nations. You saying this? You saying this is as a result of turning away? In other words, a rebellion, just as the children of Israel have always rebelled against God. You're saying basically that this is America's demonstration of the rebellion that Israel has witnessed.
Yeah, and it's on all levels, from the people such as us, well, not us, but people of the socio-economic backgrounds, the lower, the middle,
Mm.
even the affluent. They rebel against God, and they don't preach what they say. Most claim to go to church, and they don't they don't obtain in the mind or in the spirit the things of God that the preachers preach. And some preachers preach a double-minded philosophy,
Mm.
whereas they go preaching, they use the word God, and then they use psychobabble. Like they talk about how the mind presents us getting to a better relationship with ourselves, and it's not with God.
Mm.
And it's God totally despises that. Normally, um, when Jonah came to the Ninevites, they recanted, they repented.
Mm.
But I think it's going to take more than one person, more than one event, and it's going to have to be a group just cry out to God. I've seen it done in the early 90s. They had these little revivals. They still have them today, but they're just
Mm.
As soon as the revival ends, they go back into their own little world.
Question right there. Now, looking at the storms that we've been witnessing lately, looking at the wars that are going on, looking at the church right
And the
now,
rumors of wars.
the Bible, the church right now, the falling away that we're witnessing with the people in the church. I mean, when we go back to what Paul wrote in Timothy, how the people will be lovers of themselves and lovers of money. We're witnessing that right now, and with this economy, the fact is, 47 million people are on food stamps. And what does the nation do when the president cannot provide food for every home, cannot provide jobs for every citizen that has a family? What kind of catastrophe in that sense alone? Now we're not talking about wars. We're not talking about anti-Islam. We're not talking about any extreme things. Like we're just talking about this one basic category. Not being able
family to food on the table.
You not being able to provide for your family. What kind of shift does that?
Well, when you look at your socioeconomic status, the lower folk, the lower class, you see several of them are single mothers. And it's sad because it's supposed to be a two-parent solution, a two-parent fathering. I mean, a mother and a father to parent children. And when that's basically broken as a culture, we're speaking children that are lost. And this had been going on not only in this generation, but the prior generation to it, following the sexual revolution in the 60s.
So,
which is in itself a rebellion.
So we look at how God did not have mercy on Israel. He allowed Israel to fall away. He sent them into exile. Even Judah, which was at the time of the southern campaign, the southern kingdom that was going on at the time. That tribe and Benjamin were known as the tribes who were the most God-seeking, but they still had their falling aways. And we know that because of the ones who would rule, the leaders that were lifted up, and the various different tribes of Israel. But God sent them into exile. Now, this nation being a Gentile nation, Tim, why would God have mercy on us if He didn't have mercy on His own people?
He wouldn't.
He won't. Abraham said, if there are 10 righteous people in this nation, Lord, will you destroy this nation? Sodom and Gomorrah in the book of Genesis. God said, if I can find 10 people, I will not destroy this nation. Why would God destroy this nation, Tim?
Several factors. You have the rebellion, the gay marriage, the entitlements for gays and lesbians to marry and put that as a law. You've got activities such as cursings and swearings on media, several different medias. You would see that in YouTube videos.
The media, the enemy definitely uses the media nowadays. That's one of his, I would say, primary attacks right now to the nation. I mean, everybody, the football games come on. Some people Some people won't even come to church because of the football game.
You're right.
Just thinking about how everybody wants to be, it's self-idol. Everybody wants to be into the TV media. They want to be like, popular. They want to be seen. Everybody wants to make these albums. You know, how can a person with all these distractions going on have the time for God?
Well, these distractions play several different demographics. You have the littlest ones. Our children are going to be facing cataclysmic bombardings of images that are surrounding their environments. And you can't, there's no one set control for it. Of course, they have the V chip, the S chip, but it's not enough. And especially in the internet, where children can go on the computer,
have access to everything.
They have access to numerous amounts of
technology, information.
Yeah, and not of its quality.
So we're gonna wrap that up for now. We went over some things that this nation stumbles upon, and the various different reasons why this nation will be judged for these things if we don't make better decisions. The presidents, Romney, Barack, they won't make a change. You looked at how Israel, they wanted a king, and they chose Saul. Saul, he didn't make the difference. The king
he did win some battles.
He won some battles, but his heart wasn't right.
He was disobedient to the Lord.
He was. And if we don't get some leaders here in this nation who can bring their hearts back to God, then I don't see this nation ever being what it once was. In fact, I see a judgment coming swiftly to this nation if we don't start to repent and live for Christ. So my closing words on this clip will be to establish a relationship with Jesus Christ, which will save you from the coming wrath. All right?